Woo! I'm now live. This is, my name is Neil. This is what I like to call the Bullshit Machine. I made this channel because Instagram has, they blocked me from going live on my Be Higher Beings channel. So, sodomy stinks, happy Saturday. Don't be gay. They're telling my followers that I've started a live video. I have one follower on this account, so I don't think he's going to show up. But I do want to make this video. I like using Instagram because it allows me to use my camera, what's in my photos, for like demonstration and stuff. So, but happy Saturday. Might have said that already. I'm excited to talk about this because this is breaking a spell for me. Okay, how did I word this? Joe Rogan fuels racism disguised as virtue. Joe Rogan fuels racism disguised as virtue. Joe Rogan put out like a 6-minute apology, a video apologizing for all the times he used the word nigger. Okay? And in his apology, he gives the word nigger an awful lot of power. He cucks left and right over this word, okay? Since I was a kid, right? I've been told that I'm holding black people down. Like, I've actually been told this. Like, well, it's your fucking fault that I'm being held down, man. And I'm like, dude, then the narrative confirms it, right? And it's like, oh man, I don't know how I'm doing it, but I get it. And, so you kind of go along with this thing, okay? It causes contradiction in your body. It causes addictions. It causes anger. It causes confusion. It causes, like I said, it causes contradiction. Okay? To be blamed or to feel like it's possible to be blamed for something you never ever did. Okay? And I'm very grateful for where I'm at. It's being able to take a look at these things and see other sides of them. See how Joe Rogan, somebody who I really used to like, by the way. I mentioned him in my book, The Bullshit Machine. I did. It's back in 2017, 18. 2017 and 18. I found a lot of good information on his podcasts to help make my body healthy. I was in a deep dark place, but I found a lot of good information. I really respected, what that podcast meant, what his podcast meant. But as I keep waking up and I see more and more through the narrative, I see what his $100 million is buying people, or is buying, right? I see how his $100 million was spent. Like the people who gave it to him, and now I see why. And it's not just this issue. I mean, I've started to see it. That was like the turning point. Like if you start looking and kind of documenting these little things, you can see right through the bullshit. Okay, folding on the COVID narrative, fucking sucking Dr. Fauci's dick, reversing your position on the moon landing. That's obviously for money. That's you don't like it once you break the spell of the moon landing, you don't go back. It's just, I mean, it's water's wet. That's how true it is. Like, it's just, once you realize the moon landing was fake, it's like, oh, the moon landing is fake and water's wet. That's the truth. And you don't go back on water's wet. You're like, you don't all of a sudden be like, you know what? I think water's all of a sudden dry. That's just not how it works. So that's somebody who is lying. Like, I feel the lie. And I'm gonna play clips of this of his apology. And you might feel the lie too. Why do I feel the lie? That's why I wrote this fucking book. Like, I feel the lie because I was somebody who was really sucked into this fucking matrix, and I was really uncomfortable in it, and I lied to myself a lot to stay in it. And back in 2016, 2017, it just finally just kind of like kicked me out. And this was all God's doing, and I'm so very, very grateful for it. Because all I did was point it out and make fun of it anyway. And it's like, well, then get the fuck out, right? And I was trying to keep my vibration lower to stay in by drinking, drugs, stuff like that. So, lying, you got to lie to yourself. To believe any of this, you have to lie to yourself, right? To believe the narrative, I'm really starting to understand this. To believe the narrative, you have to lie to yourself. You have to lie to yourself like it's true. You have to believe the fucking TV. And like, how you could, it's so not fathomable anymore, especially in the day and age that we live in. So let's get into the first video here. So this is Joe the Toe. Okay. So let's go in this first one here. Let's get this started.
Hello, friends. I'm making this video to talk about the most regretful and shameful thing that I've ever...
Okay, first of all, real quick, before I continue, he looks like fucking Dr. Evil. It's... I don't think that's an accident either. Holy shit, there's 9 of these. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's do it. The video is not going to sync up with the audio, so just so you get that. There we go.
Hello, friends. I'm making this video to talk about the most regretful and shameful thing that I've ever had to talk about publicly. There's a video that's out that's a compilation of me saying the N-word. It's a video that's made of clips taken out of context of me of 12 years of conversations on my podcast, and it's all smushed together, and it looks fucking horrible, even to me. Now, I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. Of me of 12 years of conversations on my podcast, and it's all smushed together, and it looks fucking horrible, even to me. Now, I know that to most people, there's no...
Okay, so that's, that video is gonna keep looping. So, first off, he starts off by saying N-word. Okay? Like, the word nigger is the most important N-word ever. It's not. My name is Neil. Right? So immediately and this is the level of victimhood I could conjure up if I really, really wanted to. If I really wanted to fucking reach in deep down and pull out the fucking Holocaust type victim fucking narrative that I'm sure I could fucking find. Right? I could say that N-word is more offensive to me because my name is actually Neil. It's an actual N-word. So you're saying all this shit about N-words, and I'm an N-word. Neil, it would be the most fucking important N-word in the world to me, wouldn't it? Right? So immediately, it's retarded. Just the narrative, just that fucking narrative in itself is retarded. Okay? That a word has that much power. N-word itself, the word N-word as a word, I could claim is offensive to me because my name is Neil. And I wasn't even given, and I don't care, I really don't. But like, I was given that name. That's not even my name. I didn't fucking name myself. My parents did. Right? And I had nothing to do with it. So, just saying N-word, it's an offensive narrative. And then all of a sudden, now you're giving the word nigger more power. Listen, and just so you get this, all of this is my opinion. And black people, I love you. I don't think that you're victims. I don't want to see you victims. I want to see a strong fucking nation of people, right? And black people are part of the American nation. Okay? The narrative, the fucking inner city fucking narrative, the fucking Jew rap narrative, the fucking gang narrative, that's all bullshit. That's all perpetuated. And it's fed into your psyches. It's fed into your consciousness, okay? And by fucking assholes like this, cocksuckers like fucking Joe Rogan, okay? They help you be victims. Fact. If you're walking around, like, let's just say you're going about your life. This is why this is what a bomb looks like. This is why the narrative, the scum of the earth, the controllers, the influencers, this is why they need this word to have this much fucking power, right? You're a black person, you're walking along your life, you're doing your thing, you're fucking feeding your kids, you're good to your wife, you're fucking making something of yourself, and then all of a sudden, here comes this nigger, and your whole world blows up. That is giving away your power. Right? If you hear the word fucking nigger and your whole world blows up, you lose your power, and somebody who's programming you knows this. And they're using this fucking bald idiot to do it. Right? And if he wanted to come fucking beat me up, and I'm sure that he fucking could, it would be because I'm pointing out the obvious truth in his lie. That's where a lot of anger comes from. That and fucking helplessness. When somebody points out the obvious truth in your lie, you get angry. So this is meant to fucking hurt black people. This is meant to give a power to a word and make it like a fucking nuclear bomb. N-bomb. It's the N-bomb. Fucking shit. All right, so next video. I kind of chopped this up, just however I chopped it up, just in different spots. There was a rhyme or reason when I was doing it, but I forgot what it is. So here's just the next clip. I have the whole video. It's just chopped up. Here we go.
Is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years.
Okay, so he was talking about how he has no right to that word. And I'll explain that in a second. But let's watch the video.
Is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years, but for a long time, when I would bring that word up, like if it would come up in conversation, instead of saying the N word, I would just say the word. I thought as long as it was in context, people would understand what I was doing. Like that word up, like if it would come up in conversation and stay instead of.
So here's what he said. He said, white people aren't allowed to say nigger. Now, why would that be? Okay, why aren't straight people allowed to say the word faggot? Because whoever is receiving the word that doesn't want to hear you're like, when somebody gives you rights, all it's doing is taking the shame out of what you're doing, right? So if nigger was an insult to black people, right, if there was a certain insult for a certain race, the word nigger originally meant, I think it meant black guy who won't work, or maybe just someone who won't work. It might not have even had anything to do with black people. But it was someone who won't work, like a lazy person. So if you attach that word to a race, to a specific color of people, and be like, that's a word for you because you won't work, and then because you won't work, right? They had to attach that word to you. They had to attach that word to black people, and I don't. Here, understand something. I'm figuring this out as I go along. Okay, I'm not fucking. I'm somebody who understands, like, this is retarded. This is bullshit. This is fucking. You have to be learned that you're a victim, right? So if they attach a word to you and then make it the worst word in the world to hear, but you can say it to yourselves, right? You can use it as a term of endearment. This word that means don't want to work. Right? You can use it as an insult. You can use it as a compliment. You can use it as whatever it is. But other people can't. All that's doing is, like, it's perpetuating the behavior. It's making the behavior more acceptable. Don't want to work, right? Fag, right? It's making the behavior more acceptable so these people can live their lives more in sin. It's to weaken your people. All rights are to fucking weaken people. It's a convenience to weaken people. I hope this is coming across the right way. It's taking the shame out of the word, so you're like, oh, you can't say that, you can't say that, and then you secretly go do the behavior. It has nothing to do with skin color. Do you get that? Nothing to do with skin color. I am working this out because I am seeing through this shit right now, okay? So get offended, because I'm not the one who fucking hates anybody. I love people, motherfucker. No word has power until you give it power. Do you get this? When you hear a word and you're like, motherfucking, it changes you. All of a sudden anger fucking jumps in your body and you fucking wears your body like a suit. That's not being responsible for anything. That's not being responsible. That's not being a man of God. That's allowing fucking Satan into your fucking life and letting it fucking control you. I know about this because I used to let it fucking control me. Right? This is what waking up is. It's just like, all right, let's go to the next video. Let's fucking jag off. All right, so I'm going to stop. I'm gonna stop if there's. I'm gonna take I felt some anger. Okay, I just said jag off. Like it wasn't. It was more like a. Anyway, so I'm gonna take a deep breath, and let's watch Mini Dr. Evil in the next clip here.
Context, people would understand what I was doing. Like that context was part of the clip we were talking about Red Fox.
Okay, so he's about to talk about his context, okay? He should be defending his context, not the people who take it out of context. You defend your thing, your right. You defend, like, if you meant it in a certain way. Don't let people take something the wrong way. And if they do, it's their fault. This is a spell that's being broken for me. Okay? This is why I'm sharing this. I'm me just talking this out, whether anybody fucking watches this video or not. I don't know why I just swore there. But whether anybody watches this video or not, I'm breaking the spell for me. I'm talking my way through this. Okay? And this is a guy, this is important for me because this was one of my farmers. This is a guy who I really used to respect. Okay? Get that. I really used to fucking like Joe Rogan. But now I see how it's used, how he's not even a real thing. He's just a puppet. Like there's somebody with their hand up his ass. Listen, you'll hear it, dude. He should be defending his context as a man. He's teaching men to not be men too. He's promoting the gay movement too. This is amazing. This video is a gatekeep like I've never fucking seen before. This is beautiful.
Context, people would understand what I was doing. Like that context was part of the clip we were talking about Red Fox. How Red Fox said that word on television in the 1970s, and how times have changed so much since then. Or about how Richard Pryor used it as one of the titles of one of his albums. Or I was quoting a Lenny Bruce bit, or I was quoting a Paul Mooney bit, or I was talking about how Quentin Tarantino used it repeatedly in Pulp Fiction, or I was talking about how a Netflix executive, ironically, used it because he was trying to compare it to another offensive word, and he said it out loud, and they fired him. Not calling anybody, we're just saying the word out loud. I was also talking about how there's not another word like it in the entire English language because it's a...
Okay, I stopped that there on purpose. Even quoting it is bad. Do you feel the programming? Do you feel the shame being put on you? This is okay. So white people, right? And you're not really white. This is not. I'm not white. I'm fucking peach, motherfuckers. Right? So even quoting it is bad. That's programming you. Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, that is like, oh well, you know, they took it out of. I'm responsible for the way you context the things that I say. So even if I quoted that nigger Richard Pryor, right, who called himself a nigger, right? So it's like, it's so stupid. It is so dumb. It is so dumb. Black people, I love you. And white people, dude, white men, stop fucking listening to Joe Rogan. Stop, like, well, you do what you want. Like, actually, yeah, like, I'm not your dad. I'm not your mom. And I'm the only one who's going to watch this video. So, yeah, you do what you want, but see what the fuck I'm talking about. If anything I'm talking about rings true, you can't go back on it. Like, as soon as something rings true, you can't go back on it. You can't be like, oh, and then fucking hide it again. That's just bad. That doesn't work for us. So, yeah, even quoting it is bad. So it is training you. This is programming you. That you are the fucking AI, right? This is the AI programming you. So now we speak in fucking artificial intelligence. It's always been here. We've had it the whole time. We're it. This is why they need idols. They need you to fucking follow idols. Because when you follow guys like this, you don't think for yourself. And you're like, oh, here, somebody that I grew up with. Right? We weren't great friends or anything. He's like, he commented on this video, what a class act. And I'm like, what? Here, what is he? Okay, yeah, I didn't even get to that part yet. But he's like, what a class act. And I'm like, dude, This is keeping fucking racism alive. Here, since I was a kid, it's like, how does this get in people's heads? Maybe fucking, you know, like, as I get older, you know, I'll be a guy who's you know, a fucking stand up guy, and then black people see that I'm not a slave owner. I've never been a slave owner, and this, but it's just getting worse. It's gotten fucking worse. We're so easily programmed by stories. It's hilarious. Like, whoever figured this out, man. Whoever figured this out, this is fucking fun. And this is just part of why we're here, though. Like I don't think we're born sinners. I'll get into that. But, like, we're born sinners, but not because we're bad. We're born sinners because we're here to figure this shit out. And, right now, maybe we're just in a rut, but something is programming it into the majority of the population. Anytime you see somebody with this size of an audience talking like this, he's programming something into you, right? It's worse than you think. I want to say worse, but it's this. What you feel on the surface isn't the right way. Let's keep going.
Because it's a word where only one group of people is allowed to use it, and they can use it in so many different ways. Like, if a white person says that word, it's racist and toxic, but a black person can use it, and it could be a punchline, it could be a term of endearment, it could be lyrics to a rap song, it could be a positive affirmation. It's a very unusual word, but it's not my word to use.
Okay. Why is it toxic, Joe? Okay, so think about it like this. Let's just say it doesn't matter what color you are, right? But you're at work, right? And you have a friend being like, and you're just not doing your job. You're just not doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Maybe you're causing accidents. You're not productive. You're making more work for other people. You're more of a drain than you are being productive. And you have your best friend calling you, say, hey, listen, man, you're being a little lazy, right? You're being a little careless. You're being a little reckless. You're not, like, we need to be a cohesive team. You're being lazy, careless, reckless. These are things to describe somebody's behavior. That's what the word nigger is. It doesn't mean black person. It's to describe behavior, right? So if you don't have a way to describe a behavior that is being poisonous to a cohesive unit, then how are you ever going to call that out? Right? So if it could be used only by black people in all of these ways, then there is no way to fucking see through the behavior. And then it keeps people in that adolescent type of fucking state where it doesn't matter what our behavior is because we're fully fucking protected to behave like fucking children and violent children. It's a gatekeep to keep, and it's meant to make my view like oh, I must be doing it, so let's let you do more stuff. It must be my fault. So let's give you less responsibility. Right? Let's give you less of a role in society, in being in a productive, cohesive unit. Let's contribute to fucking crumbling your race and fucking nation. Like it's crazy. It's crazy to allow or like to take something positive, right? Be like, hey, brother, Listen, I know you got a lot of stuff going on right now. Let's just say it's two black people talking. But and nigger meant and nigger meant what it means, what it's supposed to mean. It's like you're being fucking lazy, careless, reckless. You're not doing the job, right? So you got two brothers. Like, listen, man. We have a strong black nation. We have a strong black community, man. And you're acting like a nigger right now. Last couple of weeks, I don't know what's going on with you, but man, we want to keep our community strong, and you're acting like a nigger right now. Then the word means something. Do you see what I'm saying? When you give rights, like when you give the right to take away the actual fucking meaning of the word by giving it rights, take away any shame or anything associated with it, all it does is it makes a people weaker. And I hope you see this. I hope you see that I'm on your side here. And white people, I hope you see that I'm on your side here too. It's like I hope you see the positivity in my message. I'll say it like that. But you can't just take a word away from one section of the population, give it to and give it to another, and just take the meaning out of it. That's using it as a weapon. Right? It doesn't matter how I feel about it. It doesn't matter if it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It's using it as a weapon. I'm just calling it out for what it is. The word nigger is a weapon. That's the N-bomb. That's the nuclear bomb. The word faggot is a weapon.
It could be a term of endearment. It could be lyrics to a rap song. It could be a positive affirmation. It's a very unusual word, but it's not my word to use. I'm well aware of that now, but for years I used it in that manner. I never used it to be racist because I'm not racist, but whenever you're in a situation where you have to say, I'm not racist, you fucked up. And I clearly have fucked up. And that's my intention to express myself in this video. To say, there's nothing I can do to take that back. I wish I could. Obviously, that's not possible. I do hope that, if anything, that this can be a teachable moment. Because I never...
A teachable moment. So, first of all, he said... I'm going to get to that teachable moment in just a second. But one of the things he just said is, he's like, I know that that's not my word to say, and I'm aware of that now. Really? Who made you aware of that, Joe? Who made you aware of it? Could it be one of your fucking handlers or all of your fucking handlers? Because you have handlers? Who made you aware of it, Joe? Somebody that would take something away from you? Who made you aware of it, Joe? It's nonsense. You can feel how bought off that is. And then what was the other thing I was getting to? Now I got a little passionate there, and I forgot where I was going with that. But because there was another part that let me just replay that video again.
It could be a term of endearment. It could be lyrics to a rap song. It could be a positive affirmation. It's a very unusual word, but it's not my word to use. I'm well aware of that now, but for years I used it in that manner. I never used it to be racist because I'm not racist, but whenever you're in a situation where you have to say, I'm not racist, you fucked up. And I clearly have fucked up. And that's my intention to express myself in this video. To say, there's nothing I can do to take that back. I wish I could. Obviously, that's not possible. I do hope that, if anything, that this can be a teachable moment.
Teachable moment.
Because I never...
That's what it was. A teachable moment. They said this, Whoopi Goldberg said this, or the ADL, or whoever it was. Somebody said this to Whoopi Goldberg. Like, let's make this, bring some Holocaust, they told Whoopi Goldberg, bring some Holocaust survivors on your show, live on your show. You notice there's only survivors of the Holocaust? Bring Holocaust survivors on your show. How old are these people, by the way? And we'll make it a teachable moment. A teachable moment. It's not. It's an indoctrinating moment. It's an indoctrination moment, right? It's like giving the straw man. I watched The Wizard of Oz last night, right? And the scarecrow, the straw man, made he was asking for a brain, and what did the wizard give him instead of a brain? A fucking diploma. No. Just tell people you're smart. Here you go. Right? It's all fucking nonsense. It's word salad. Word wizard salad is what it is. It's word wizard salad. So to make this a teachable moment, this is to teach you to be in your fucking place, to be in your fucking, to that your fucking skin is bad, you're a racist, you're a piece of shit, and that nigger is the worst fucking word in the world. Nigger. It's not. Don't give it that much power. You are better than that. Okay? Fucking Joe Rogan teaching people stupid shit. You fucking Jeff Bezos impersonator.
I never thought it would ever be taken out of context and put in a video like that. And now that it is, holy shit, it looks bad. And it's part of also me doing this podcast for thousands of hours, thousands of episodes, over 12 years. I said a lot of fucking stupid shit, which is fine when you're talking about most things, but not when you're talking about race. And there's another clip that I have to address. There's a clip from 11 years ago.
Motherfucker, is nigger a race? You stupid motherfucker. It is not a race. Joe Rogan, you dumb shit idiot. When you're talking about a race. Dude, vote fucking, and I don't, like, here, black people, don't be upset. Like, if you're getting upset at your eyes being opened right now, don't, because he's not fucking worth it. He's just the fucking, the puppet of the fucking voice. Okay? He is the fucking dude. That's fucking, man. Let's. I'm gonna watch that one more time. Don't get upset at this though. Like, don't.
I never thought it would ever be taken out of context and put in a video like that. And now that it is, holy shit, it looks bad. And it's part of also me doing this podcast for thousands of hours, thousands of episodes, over 12 years. I said a lot of fucking stupid shit, which is fine when you're talking about most things, but not when you're talking about race.
Dude.
And there's another clip that I have to address. There's a clip from 11 years ago.
But not when you're talking about race. Nigger is not a race. Neither is black. Black isn't a race either, guys. I hope this is opening some eyes. Actually, it doesn't even matter what I hope. But he's about to tell a really racist story. And this, like, if you wanted to be like, is something racist? Is something not racist? And here, understand, like, what I hope you get from me here. Oops. What I hope you're getting from me here is, like, you should be, like, in your own, like it's okay to have differences. It's okay to be a different race. It's okay to be different. Right? If we have races that are strong in their race and we all respect one another's races, that's fucking diversity. Right? Everybody should have their race. But don't let your race be controlled, be voiced by the Jew narrative, okay? It's hilarious. I think race is a good thing, right? If me and the Dutch Indian were the same guy, if we liked all this, it would be weird, man. Right? If me and every Chinaman were the same, if me and every black dude were the same, it'd be weird. Now understand something. I don't use the word nigger very often. I really, really don't. It's not, it's just not in my fucking vocabulary. Most white people are like that. Most light-skinned people are like that. Right? White people don't fucking use this word behind fuck. It's not a regular word that people use. Only in the media is it discussed. Like people are using it. Don't let this fucking media fucking idiot with handlers, this puppet, this mouthpiece. Don't let them fucking take your power by giving your power to the word nigger. And white people, don't let fucking light skin, not people of color, people that are considered white. Don't let the word fucking nigger suck your power away. Don't do it. Now here's an actual fucking racist story.
11 years ago, I was telling a story on the podcast about how me and my friend Tommy and his girlfriend, we got really high. We were in Philadelphia, and we went to go see Planet of the Apes. And we didn't know where we were going. We just got dropped off by a cab, and we got dropped off in this all-black neighborhood. And I was trying to make the story entertaining, and I said, we got out, and it was like we were in Africa. It's like we were in Planet of the Apes. I did not, nor would I ever say that black people are apes, but it sure fucking sounded like that. And I immediately afterwards said, that's a racist thing to say. The Planet of the Apes wasn't even in Africa. I was just saying.
That's fucking backpedaling. That's what backpedaling looks like. Okay? That's what fucking... but I said that it fucking looked like Africa, and I was in the city, and I thought I was in Planet of the Apes, but I was really in a black neighborhood. That's where the fucking guilt comes from. Never mind that it's funny. But that's like, if you wanted to be mad at something, like, okay, all right, I get it. But I wouldn't even be mad at that. Don't let anything take your anger, right? And if you're not black and you're seeing this, don't let somebody take who you are, because you didn't do anything wrong. Don't make somebody think that you fucking did something wrong. It's programming. All right, let's see what else I got here. What's left of this video?
There's a lot of black people there. But then I went on to talk about what a positive experience it was and how much fun it was to go to see this movie in a black neighborhood. It wasn't a racist story, but it sounded terrible. And like I said...
I just figured something out. He was told to tell this story. Because just the thoughts that went through my head, and I'm aware of the fucking thoughts that went through my head when he was talking about the Planet of the Apes story. He's putting the black community and Planet of the Apes together on purpose. So you build that mental construct in your fucking head. Do you see how it works?
Years ago, I was telling a story on the podcast about how me and my friend Tommy and his girlfriend, saying there's a lot of black people there. But then I went on to talk about what a positive experience it was and how much fun it was to go to see this movie in a black neighborhood. It wasn't a racist story, but it sounded terrible. And like I said, you can have clunky stories about anything, but not about race. And so
Right.
I
Why?
deleted that whole podcast, but obviously somebody made a clip out of it and taken out of context. It looks terrible, but it looks terrible even in context. It's a fucking idiotic thing to say, and I was just trying to be entertaining. I certainly wasn't trying to be racist, and I certainly...
Now, that's an actual racist story. Like, that was... I could see that. He's like, oh, I wasn't trying to be racist. I was like, bullshit, dude. Bullshit. Oh, Miles is here. What's up, buddy? Dude, yeah, I don't know if you saw Rogan's apology, but it's fucking completely fueling the word nigger to give it a whole lot of fucking power. You know, there's a lot of good shit in this fucking video, man. I'm going to the last clip of this. All right, man. See ya.
Entertainment with something as stupid as racism. My hope is that, look, I can't go back in time and change what I've said. I wish I could. Obviously, that's not possible. But I do hope that this can be a teachable moment for anybody that doesn't realize how offensive that word can be coming out of a white person's mouth.
It is only when it's involved with racism. It doesn't mean black person, man. That's the fucking spell, Joe. Especially when it involves race. Dude, nigger is not a race. It's like the fucking, the narrative plays, and I don't even know if he knows what he's doing. I think he knows what he's doing. That in my opinion, I think he knows. Because if I know what the fuck he's doing, he should know what the fuck he's doing. Especially at this level, at least. I mean, you get paid $100 million, and then somebody makes you aware that everything you've ever said could be taken out of context, so you better fucking apologize for it. Was that worth the $100 million, Joe? All right. What else do I got here? You know, I think one of the, well, I don't want to say, because I don't know any way to fix anything. Anything that I do, nothing I do is well, I don't want to say it like that. I'm not, I have one follower on this account. I'm not meant to flip the narrative. I'm not doing this to flip the narrative. I'm doing this to understand what spells I've been under. You know, there's a part of me that was like, you know, that feels, it still feels this way. It's like, man, if I could just get through to people, you know, I could really create some change. And I understand that there's something against me. There's a Goliath against that. Right? So I figure, you know, David is the 5%, Goliath is the 95%. Right? So there's a 95% against the truth. And I could only share how I see the construct of lies being built in my own head, or how I see them crumbling in my own head, right? Because I wasn't born a fucking slave owner. I didn't fucking put anybody down. I didn't have any advantage over anybody else. You know, black people, white people are jealous of your athletic ability. Like, oh man, there goes the greatest football star or basketball star or baseball star that ever lived. You're right, I didn't say hockey. You know, there's some fucking envy going on with that, and like how carefree a lot you can be. You know, and I fuck, man. Sometimes my fucking asshole's so fucking clenched and shit. I was like, man, I wish I was a brother right now. I wish I could be that fucking carefree and just go steal that fucking bike. But I don't have that. Right? And you don't have the thing that I got. That's cool. We still motherfucking high five on the street. I got a bike lock. I really I'm really grateful for the things that I see. I'm really grateful for not being so stuck in virtue. You know, to call Joe Rogan a class act at this point, that's just, and I don't want to say it's stupid, it's just being blind. It's just you haven't woken up yet, right? And you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong, but I've already thought what you thought. I'm very good at seeing both sides of the story. I'm very good at seeing that. Childhood trauma will do that, right? You have to accept what has fucking happened to you. Like I was hit a lot as a kid. I had to fucking adapt and accept and understand. See it from the view of the person who was doing it to me. And I still don't fully get it. But I had to see that I was making myself a victim to something. Right? I can see both sides of something. Of a lot of things. I'm not going to say everything. But I give a shit about who I am, so I work on it. And this is one of the ways I fucking work on it. It's like imagine taking, and I don't want to call, nobody was like a hero, but imagine taking somebody that you looked up to, right? And this is, my dad wasn't around in my life, so I did look up to people. That was a spell I was under, right? Like Tony Robbins, shit like that. Like, so when you find good information, you're like, wow. This dude's asking questions. You know, it's 2017. This dude's asking questions. You know, I'm asking questions. He's getting me to ask questions. This is cool, right? You look up to somebody. You're supposed to, like, the narrative wants you to idolize that person so you don't question what they're doing. For me to take somebody who I used to hold in high regard and just see through the bullshit they've served up, to weaken relationships, to weaken people, to strengthen a narrative that is division, that is hate, that is blindness. I'm so grateful I can see through that. And somebody I used to hold in such high regard. That means I trust who I am now. I trust what I see. I trust what God has given me. Right? Just because somebody's upset doesn't mean that I'm wrong. That's the program that I had. If you're upset, that means that I'm wrong, so I better shut the fuck up. That's what abuse does to a kid. I'm upset, so you're wrong. You shut the fuck up. Okay, that's my fucking program. So now, you make a word, make people upset. I'm upset, you're wrong, shut the fuck up, that's your program. That's not real. That word is not wrong. Your context. You are the, like, if you give other people access to your context. And I'm not, like, he's not talking about good friends. People that matter in his life. You know, if I'm talking with a good friend and he's like, hey man, we're talking about, it takes something in a certain context or something, like, then I get somebody who's actually trying to see my benefit, like trying to help me for my benefit. Right? Somebody who questions my context. But to an audience? And because somebody told you to. Because you were paid to. None of that is virtuous. None of that is fucking real. None of that is somebody that you want to give a whole lot of your fucking energy. That's fueling racism. Guys, we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna sin. We're gonna have beefs. We're gonna have we're gonna live. We're gonna sin. But don't let your virtue come from the sinners. I think I know where I'm going with this, but I don't know if I can explain it the right way. Don't let your virtue come from the fucking sinners. That's what these screens are. I'm not paid by anybody. I'm in an RV. Okay? I'm not fucking paid by anybody. I got fucking tossed around in the fucking system like a like I was a fucking washing machine. Right? Tried to wash all the fucking truth out of me. I did a lot of things to try and stay in it. I wrote a book about it that I'm rewriting because some of the fucking, like, some of my opinions in here, enough of the book still serves the beast. I fucking complimented Oprah in there. I thanked fucking Joe Rogan in there. I was a globe earther in there. You know, it was released in 2019. No, I'm sorry. Wait, 11/25/2020. So, anyway, I got 2 minutes remaining. Thank you for watching The Bullshit Machine. My name is Neil Furs. Be higher, beings. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.